In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on October 21st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Capitals versus Montreal Canadiens. 2 Eastern Conference hockey teams are set to clash in the French-speaking province of Quebec, north of the border. The Washington Capitals hit the road as they travel to take on the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night. Washington had a tough outing in their previous game, suffering a 6-1 loss on the road against the Ottawa Senators last Wednesday. Montreal also faced disappointment in their last game, losing 5-2 at home to the Minnesota Wild last Tuesday. In their last 10 meetings, the Capitals have dominated with a 7-2 record, but it was the Canadiens who skated to a 6-2 victory in their most recent matchup on April 6th. The Capitals currently hold a 1-2 record for the season and are coming off a disappointing loss in their last game. They managed to score only 1 goal against the Ottawa Senators while conceding 6 goals. John Carlson was the sole goal scorer for the Capitals. Their lone win this season came against the Flames in a shootout. So far, the Capitals have only scored 3 goals in 3 games, averaging just 1 goal per game, while their defense is allowing an average of 4 goals per game. The Canadiens have a significant issue on the defensive front, which may pose problems in this game. In their last game against the Minnesota Wild, their defense allowed 5 goals, resulting in a loss. 3 games ago, they faced the Toronto Maple Leafs, and even though their offense scored 5 goals, they still lost in a shootout. The Canadiens have been averaging 3.33 goals per game, but their defense is giving up an average of 4 goals per game. Their offense ranks 12th in the NHL, while their defense is ranked 25th. Washington has had a dismal start to the season, particularly following their defeat by Ottawa on Tuesday night. The 3-day gap leading up to this game might not be what they need to regain their form. The Capitals are a veteran team that has appeared lethargic, and perhaps a series of consecutive games in a short time frame is the only way to re-energize them. Montreal suffered a loss to Minnesota in their last game, facing difficulties against Marc-Andre Fleury. Playing against a struggling Capitals team should give their offense a chance to bounce back, and competing at the Bell Center adds to their advantage. On paper, the Washington Capitals might be considered the better team, and they are expected to bounce back from their current struggles eventually. However, their offense has displayed no signs of life in the first 3 games, and such issues typically don't fix themselves on the road. The Montreal Canadiens have managed to secure points in 2 of their 3 games and should be a confident team due to their recent results. The favorable price on the Canadiens makes them an enticing choice. With Washington's early season struggles in mind, taking the Canadiens to maintain their positive momentum seems like a reasonable move, so the Montreal Canadiens money line is our full game side pick. As for the total, Washington has seen the under hit in 2 out of their first 3 games this season. Their games have averaged a total of 5 goals per game this season, although the matchup against Ottawa, their first road game of the season, saw a combined 7 goals. The Montreal Canadiens have surpassed the total in 2 out of 3 games this season. Their games have averaged a total of 7.33 goals per game, but that number drops to an average of 6 goals per game when they play at home. While both teams have shown defensive weaknesses, considering Washington's offensive struggles until now, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia Flyers versus Dallas Stars. In an interconference showdown on the ice, 2 teams off to strong starts will collide in the Lone Star State. The Philadelphia Flyers hit the road to face the Dallas Stars on Saturday night. Philadelphia is coming off a convincing 4-1 home victory against Edmonton in their most recent game. Meanwhile, Dallas notched a 3-2 road win over Anaheim in their latest contest. In their last 10 meetings, the Stars have been dominant with an 8-1 record, including victories in the last 6 encounters. This includes a 4-1 win at home in their most recent meeting on April 6th. The Flyers had a tough season in the NHL last year, finishing outside the playoffs in 7th place in the Metro Division with a 31-38-13 record. They struggled both offensively and defensively. However, they've made a strong start this year, boasting a 3-1 record through their first 4 games. They stunned the hockey world with a 4-1 victory over the Oilers, led by McDavid and Draisaitl on Thursday night. In that game, Philadelphia outshot Edmonton 32-23 and controlled the contest with an expected goal rate of 2.7 to 1.72. Last season, the Flyers struggled significantly on both ends of the ice. Offensively, they scored the 4th fewest goals in the NHL, averaging just 2.65 goals per game. They generated the 7th fewest expected goals per 60 minutes and the 10th fewest high-danger shots in the league. Defensively, Philadelphia allowed an average of 3.33 goals per game, ranking 10th worst in the NHL. They gave up the 12th most expected goals per 60 minutes and the 15th fewest high-danger shots. In goal for Philadelphia is Carter Hart, who has posted a 2.01 goals against average, a .929 save percentage, and a shutout in his first 4 games this season. In contrast, the Dallas Stars had a strong season last year, making the playoffs with a 47-21-14 record, finishing second in the Central Division, just a point behind the Avalanche. After advancing to the Western Conference Finals, they lost to the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games. This season, the Stars have been solid, with a 2-0-1 record. In their latest game, they bounced back from a shootout loss to the Golden Knights with a 3-2 victory over Anaheim, despite being outshot 29-24. Against the Ducks, Dallas had a dominant expected goal rate of 4-2.43. Dallas was strong on both ends of the ice last season. They scored an average of 3.38 goals per game, ranking 7th in the NHL. They generated the 12th most expected goals per 60 minutes and the 8th most high-danger shots in the league. Defensively, the Stars were among the best in the NHL, allowing an average of only 2.58 goals per game. They gave up the 2nd fewest expected goals per 60 minutes and the 2nd fewest high-danger shots. In goal for Dallas is Jake Oettinger, who is 2-0-1 this season with a 1.58 goals against average and a .943 save percentage. In terms of offensive firepower, the Stars hold the advantage in this game. Last season, they scored the 7th most goals in the NHL, generating the 12th most expected goals and the 8th most high-danger shots in the league. The Flyers, on the other hand, ranked 4th from the bottom in the NHL in scoring, and they generated the 7th fewest expected goals and the 10th fewest high-danger shots. Philadelphia has secured 2 impressive wins this week, shutting out Vancouver and limiting Edmonton to a single goal. However, the challenge for the Flyers is that both of these victories came on home ice, and this game is on the road. Philadelphia holds a 1-1 record on the road this season, but they were convincingly defeated by Ottawa in their only road game against a decent team, losing 5-2 last weekend. On the other hand, Dallas hung tough on the road against strong teams, facing a shootout loss against Vegas and recording a shootout win over the Blues. Oettinger has been solid in goal, and the Stars boast strong forward depth that the Flyers might find challenging to contend with. Dallas is the superior team in this matchup, and their strong offensive and defensive capabilities should provide them with a significant advantage. So the Dallas Stars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Philadelphia has seen the under hit in 3 of their first 4 games this season. The Flyers have averaged a total of 5 goals per game this season, but that number increases to 6.5 goals per game on the road. In contrast, Dallas has seen the under result in all 3 of their games this season. The Stars have averaged a total of only 3.67 goals per game, and this number drops even further to just 2 goals per game when they play at home. Oettinger is solid in the net, and the Flyers have also been sound defensively. Considering that Philadelphia struggled to score last season and Dallas had one of the best defenses in the league, we anticipate the Flyers to score no more than 1 or 2 goals, with the Stars likely notching 3 goals at most. We anticipate the Stars' excellent defense to thoroughly contain the Flyers. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Rangers versus Seattle Kraken. The Seattle Kraken are coming off their first victory of the season and are hosting the New York Rangers, who suffered a loss in their last game, bringing their record to 2-2. The Rangers had a challenging time in their previous outing, falling 4-1. Facing Seattle marks the first encounter with a playoff team from the prior season for the Rangers. The Kraken had a tough start to their season with 4 straight losses before their recent victory, in which they scored 7 goals, turning around their struggling offense. The New New York Rangers concluded a 2-game homestand with mixed results. After a 2-1 win against the Arizona Coyotes, they fell 4-1 to the Nashville Predators. The Rangers struggled against the Predators, who held a commanding 4-0 lead midway through the second period. They managed just 24 shots on goal against Juuse Saros. In the opening week, the Rangers split a 2-game road series. They secured a convincing 5-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres, but lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of 5-3. The Rangers have been fairly efficient on the power play, converting 4 of 14 opportunities, but their penalty kill has allowed 4 goals on 13 chances. Chris Kreider leads the Rangers with 4 goals and 1 assist, while Mika Zibanejad is still seeking his first goal of the 2023-2024 season. Igor Shesterkin struggled in the game against the Predators, allowing 4 goals on 18 shots before being replaced by Jonathan Quick. Shesterkin holds a 2-2-0 record this season with a 3.14 goals against average and a .879 save percentage. If the Rangers decide to rest Shesterkin, Quick will take the goalie position against Seattle. The Seattle Kraken secured their first win of the season, ending a 4-game losing streak by defeating the Carolina Hurricanes 7-4 as +120 home underdogs. Notably, 7 different players scored for Seattle, including defenseman Vince Dunn, who also contributed with 2 assists. The Kraken capitalized on 2 of their 4 power play opportunities against the Hurricanes. They are now 3-for-1-5 with the man advantage and have successfully killed 14 of the 15 opposing power play opportunities. Jaden Schwartz, who has scored a couple of goals this season, sustained an undisclosed injury and is questionable for the game against the Rangers. Joey Daccord manned the crease against Carolina, allowing 4 goals on 36 shots. He holds a 1-0-1 record this season with a 2.4 goals against average and a .918 save percentage. In contrast, Philip Grubauer is 0-3-0 this season with a 2.71 goals against average and a .909 save percentage, and it is uncertain who will start in goal against the Rangers. Seattle, despite making the playoffs last season in only their second year in the league, had a challenging start to this season with 4 straight losses before breaking the streak in their last game. They put up 7 goals, which was a significant improvement compared to their struggles in the initial 4 games. The Rangers, with a record of 2-2 this season, are coming off a game where they struggled offensively and only managed to score 1 goal. Seattle has faced some defensive issues this season, conceding an average of 3.2 goals per game and letting in 4 goals in each of their last 2 games. They are likely to have a tough defensive game against New York, but they aim to have a strong offensive performance similar to their last game. The Rangers are currently 4th in the league in penalty minutes per game, and their defense has been problematic. It appears that Igor Shesterkin is still finding his top form. Scoring 7 goals against Carolina should provide a significant confidence boost for Seattle's offense. The Kraken scored only 3 goals in their first 4 games of the season, but it is expected that their offensive capabilities will continue to improve. Both Philip Grubauer and Joey Daccord have been solid, so there are no major concerns about Seattle's goaltending. On their home ice, the Kraken are likely to hand the Rangers their 2nd consecutive loss, so the Seattle Kraken money line is our full game side pick. Both teams have a roster filled with dangerous offensive players, and they are expected to make improvements in the coming games. The Rangers have had some discipline issues, and this might cost them in this matchup. On the other hand, the Kraken have a penalty killing percentage that is one of the best in the league. However, their 5-on-5 defense has yet to reach the top level. In their recent games at home, the total has gone over in 4 of Seattle's last 5 outings. The Kraken managed to score 7 goals in their last game, while the Rangers conceded 4 in their last outing. While this may not be a high-scoring game, both teams are expected to find the back of the net several times. Expecting an exciting match, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.